In this video I'm going to show you how to make a Bushcraft spoon carving tool from an old spanner. This spanner was in a box of bits given to me. It's a 3/4. I've already got probably 5 or 6 3/4 spanners. A lot better than this. This is just a really El Cheapo nasty one, but good enough to make a spoon carving knife. For this you're going to need a hacksaw or a 1 mil thick grinding disc to make the cuts you're going to need, because the knife edge is going to be formed on the base of the ring spanner end. So you're also going to need a couple of sharp round files, maybe a rounded edge sharpening stone, or you could, like I'm going to, just have different grade wet and dry papers and a piece of tubing roughly the same size as the hole, so you can hone the edge and get it nice and really sharp. So first step is to take your saw or grinder and cut here and here, leaving just kind of a half circle of the ring spanner end. So I'm going to do that now. As you can see, I've cut this piece out. Next step is to round off the areas where you've just made the cuts, so there's no sharp edges on the back at all. So when you're holding and using it, there's nothing that you could physically cut yourself with on the back. So I'm going to get on and round them off with a file now. Well, now I've rounded these edges off, the next stage is to clamp. I'm going to clamp this into a vise, and then with a round file start working about a 20 degree angle on this lower section to start creating a cutting edge along this bottom. So yes, obviously depending on how good quality the spanner is, the steel could be really hard and it might take some doing, but I'm going to make a start on this one now with a file, and once we've got a nice uniform sharp edge along the base, then it's time to start working with different grade wet and dry paper wrapped around a tube to start getting a nice razor sharp edge on it. So I'm going to get on and crack on now. Right, I've done a big chunk of the foiling. This is the back side, just for comparison. This is before foiling, you can see how chunky it is, and this is the side I've foiled, and it goes right down to that razor sharp edge. I mean, just literally with the foiling, I've already just scraped it on a piece of wood and it's already carving, but I want to get it razor sharp, so I'm going to work through different grades of wet and dry now and get it really razor sharp. So I'm going to do that now. This is what I'm going to use for the sharpening. This is a extension from a grease gun, just a round metal tube, but it fits really well in the inside of the cut spanner. So if I wrap it in different grades of wet and dry paper, and then just like the file, just slowly start working my way through the grits to create a nice razor sharp edge, and maybe finish up with a piece of leather just wrapped around it to hone it, so get it really razor sharp. So I'm going to crack on now and work through the grits and get this as sharp as I can to show you and demonstrate the cutting ability of it. So I'm going to do that now. So I've now worked through the cutting edge with various ever getting finer grades of wet and dry paper on my piece of tubing, and I've got a pretty damn sharp edge on it now. I've stuck this old piece of firewood in the vise here, and as you can see I've already created a pretty good hollow with it, and it's, yes, you can see it's carves it out pretty well, so you won't have any problem at all knocking the spoon up, and it'll save you £20–30 buying a spoon carving knife, and you could muck around with angles, cutting angles, and work out what's best for you and the type of wood. And I think being a spanner and having a nice big flat edge on it, you can apply a hell of a lot of pressure, probably more pressure than some of the spoon carving knives that are out there, because yeah, you can get a really hard bit of downward pressure into it. And obviously where it's all rounded on the back, anywhere you put your thumb on the edge is rounded, so if you wanted to concentrate on the very tip of the blade, you can press right round and take little fine bits out. So yeah, so there you go, a spoon carving knife for free. And just to prove you can actually make a spoon, I've just knocked up a really rough, crude little spoon, only using my Bushcraft knife and the new spoon carver for absolutely £0 from an old spanner. So yeah, there you go. Just a quick job, didn't spend a lot of time on it, but just to show that the spanner actually works and there's no reason you can't make yourself a spoon, and you could spend a real good bit of time and actually make a real nice spoon with it. So there you go, hope you enjoyed the video. For more survival and bushcraft videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.